Hi everyone, welcome back to my AP Calculus class. Today I'm going to solve practice exercise problems. It has 80 problems about indefinite integration. It's all about integrals, okay? Let's just start from number one. Number one, integral 3x squared minus 2x plus 3 dx. Just find each terms integrals. Each terms. What is the integral of 3x squared? 3 is coefficients 3 times 1 over n is 2, so n plus 1 times x to the n plus 1. That's the formula, right? And then minus 2 is coefficients. X means x to the first power. That means n is 1. So 1 over n plus 1 times x to the n plus 1. Any numbers, integral is that number times x. So 3x n plus c. So 3 cancel out. X cubed tend to cancel out minus x squared plus 3x plus c should be the answer. So c is the answer, right? Yes, c is the answer. What about number 2? Integral x minus 1 over 2x whole thing square. You use a minus b square formula, a square minus 2ab plus b square, right? So integral a square means x square in this case, minus 2 times x times b. That is 1. So negative 1. And then b squared is plus 1 over 4x squared. And dx. Just find each terms integral. X squared integral 1 over n plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. X to the n plus 1. 2 plus 1 third power. Any numbers integral just that number times x. And then in this case, okay, separate this over here. 1 over 4 is what? 1 over 4 is coefficient times 1 over x squared. 1 over x squared means x to negative second power, right? So 1/4 times n is negative 2. 1 over n plus 1 times x to the n plus 1 plus c. So this part is negative 1 over 4. This part is x to the negative first, which is 1 over x. So minus, okay, minus 4 over, 1 over 4x plus c. So what is the answer? Okay, x cubed over 3 minus x negative 1 over 4x. I cannot find these answers here, right? So it should be x cubed over 3 minus x and then negative 1 over 4x plus c. There's no this answer, right? So there is no answer in this problem. I'll double check. X squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So this is right. 1 over 4 and then negative 1. Yes, right. So 1 over 4x is right. This is the answer anyway. Let's go number 3. Number 3 is integral square root of 4 minus 2t dt. And then how can I solve that problem? It's a U substitution problem. 4 minus 2t gonna be u, and then there's an integral square root to u. Change dt to du. You have the 1 over derivative of u part. I mean u prime du, right? What is derivative of u part? It is negative 2, and then du. So negative 1 over 2 integral u to the square root means 1/2 powers du. So n is 1/2. So by the formula, 1 over n plus 1 times u to the n plus 1 plus c, 1/2 negative, and then this part is what? 2/3 u to the 3/2. Why would you use 4 minus 2t? And then 2 and 2 cancel out. Negative 1/3 left, right? Negative 1/3 times 4 minus 2t, 3/2 powers. A is the answer. A. Number 4. Integral 2 minus 3x whole to the fifth power dx. U substitution again. 2 minus 3x become u. So linear function from mx plus b form can be any time U substitution. So integral u to the fifth powers. Change dx to du. How? 1 over u prime du. U prime is negative 3 and du. So negative 1/3 is coefficient. This part is 1 over 6 u to the 6 powers plus c. What was u? 2 minus 3x was u. So negative 1 over 18th, 2 minus 3x, 6 powers plus c. D is the answer. Number 5. Another U substitution problem. Which part is u in this case? 2y minus 3y squared. That part is u. So change y function to u function. That is square root to u, and then change dy to du. How? 1 over u prime. U prime is 2 minus 6y, right? Times du, derivative of u part. It's 2 minus 6y. And then I'm going to change a little this part. It is take 2 outside. It's 1 minus 3y, right? Why? Because this is 1 minus 3y should be cross out. So only 2 is left, right? So 1 over 2 is coefficient. 1 over 2 integral 1 over square root to u. That means u to the negative 1/2 powers du, right? And then use power. 1 over n plus 1 is 1/2. U to the n plus 1 1/2 plus c is 1 over 1/2 is 2. So it is 1 cross out. Square root u plus c. And then what was u? U was 2y minus 3y squared. So which one is the answers? Square root 2y minus 3y squared plus e is the answer, right? E is the answer. Next, number 6. Number 6 is 1/3. Oh, you mistyped again. It's dx, right? Okay, 1/3 is coefficient, right? And the integral 1 over 2x minus 1 whole things square dx. So which part gonna be u? Yes, 2x minus 1 is u. So change like this. 1/3 times integral 1 over u squared, u to the negative second power, and then change dx to du. So 1 over u prime to du. Okay, so it's 1 over 6 times 1 over n plus 1 times u to the n plus 1 powers plus c. So this part is going to be negative 1, so negative 1 over 6. What was u? u was 2x minus 1. So negative 1 over 6 times u to the negative 1 powers. That means 1 over u. u was 2x minus 1 plus c. So what is the answer? Negative 12x plus 6. 6 minus 12x, right? So B is the answer. Number 7. Integral 2 over 1 plus 3u du. There is already u in that equation. So I'm gonna make 1 plus 3u become large u. Okay, so integral 2 over large u changes du to d large u. So 1 over derivative of u part 3 and d large u, right? 2/3 is a coefficient, and then 1 over large u dx du, and then 1 over u is integral ln, right? So 2/3 ln absolute value of large u part plus c. What was large u part? 1 plus small 3 small u. So this is the answer. Answer is A. A is the answer. Let's go number 8. Integral t over square root 2t squared minus 1 dt. So what part is u part? 2t squared minus 1. Okay, and then change that integral t over root u times 1 over u prime, 40, right? 40. 2t squared minus 1's derivative is 40. And du. And then what happened? T and t cross out. So 1 over 4 is coefficients. Integral 1 over square root u to the negative 1/2 powers, right? So 1 over 4 times, use a power, but n is negative 1/2. So 1 over n plus 1 times u to the n plus 1 plus c. And then what is this part? It is 1 over 4 times 1 over 2 times 2, right? Times 2. That's 1/2. 1/2. This part is 1/2. That means square root, right? Square root u. What was u part? 2t squared minus 1 plus c. So 1/2 square root 2t squared minus 1 plus c. E is the answer. Number 9. Number 9. Integral cosine 3x. Okay, 3x part gonna be u. Okay, so it is integral cosine u, and then dx should be changed to du. 1 over derivative of u part, and then du. So 1/3. What is the integral of cosine? It is sine. So sine u is 3x, right? Plus c. 1/3 sine 3x plus c. D is the answer. Number 10. Integral x over 1 plus 4x squared. So let 1 plus 4x squared is u. This part is going to be integral x over u. Change dx to du. How to? 1 over u prime du. So u prime, that means derivative of u part, 8x. That is 8x. And then du. And then this x cross out. 1 over 8 is coefficient, integral 1 over u du. So what is the integral 1 over u du? ln, absolute value of u plus c. The what was u? u was 1 plus 4x squared. So this is the answer. 1 over 8 ln 1 plus 4x squared. Yeah, A is the answer. Number 11. Integral 1 over 1 plus 4x squared dx. I'll change it just a little bit like this. 1 over 1 plus 2x whole things square dx. You should remember this formula. Integral 1 over 1 plus x squared dx. That was tangent inverse x, because derivative of tangent inverse x was 1 over 1 plus x squared. So backward derivative formula is integral formula, right? And then this is not x squared, it is 2x squared. So that 2x part is gonna be u part. So integral 1 over 1 plus u squared change to dx to du, 1 over derivative of u part times du. So 1/2 is coefficient can go to front, and then the other part can be tangent inverse of u plus c, and then u was what? U was 2x. So 1/2 tangent inverse 2x plus c. D is the answer. A, B, C, D. Number 12. Okay, U substitution again. Which part gonna be u, do you think? 1 plus 4x squared part. This part is u. And then see what happened. Integral x over u squared, right? Change dx to du. How? 1 over derivative of u part, 8x times du. And then this x and this x cross out. 1 over 8 goes to front. And then integral 1 over u squared, which is u to the negative second power du. Okay, so 1 over 8, use power, 1 over n plus 1 times u to the n plus 1 plus c. So this is 1 over 8 times this part is negative 1, right? Negative 1 over 8. And then this part is u to the negative 1. That means 1 over u plus c. And then what was u part? U part was 1 plus 4x squared. That makes sense, right? So negative 1 over 8 times 1 plus 4x squared plus c. C is the answer. Let's go number 13. Number 13, another U substitution. Yeah, you know which part U part now, right? 1 plus 4x squared, definitely. That part gonna be U part. And then what happened? X over square root U, and then can change dx to du. 1 over U prime, derivative of U part 8x du. And then this x dx is cross out. 1 over 8, again coefficients. Integral 1 over root u. 1 over root u. That means u to negative 1/2 powers du. So now use power 1 over n, which is negative 1/2 plus 1 times u to the negative 1/2 plus 1 d plus c. So what about this part? 1 over 2. That's a 2. That part is 2. 2 over 8. 1 over 4. And then u to the negative 1/2 power. So 1 over square root u. Then what was u? U was 1 plus 4x squared. So this is going to be answer. So 1 over 4 times, okay, where is that? Answer number 4. There is no that answer. Let me double check now. 1 plus 4x equals u, so square root of x over root to u, and then derivative of that part, 8x, 1 over 8 came out, negative second power, yeah, and plus 1, that is 1/2 to 1/4. I'm sorry, this is a positive 1/2. I'm sorry, that's my fault. Positive 1/2, so square root of u. That's 1 plus 4x squared. That's why B is the answer. Got it. Number 14. Number 14. Integral 1 over square root 4 minus y square dy. Do you remember that? Sine inverse? Sine inverse x is derivative. There was 1 over square root 1 minus x squared. This is sine inverse x is integral form, right? But in this case, it is not 4. It is not 1. It is 4. 4 is 2 squared. So change that. Integral 1 over square root 2 squared minus y squared. Okay? And then what happened? This is actually sine inverse, right? It's sine inverse of, it is a squared minus a squared minus y squared form. So it is y over a is 2. Y over 8 is 2. And then plus c. What about check your answers? This derivative of this part is what? It is a chain, right? So 1 over square root of 1 minus this square, y squared over 4. And then times 1 over 2 by chain rule. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 2 inside. So 2 is root 4. So 1 over square root 4 minus y squared. Wow, that is right here, right? Same answers. So this is the right answer. So answer is C. Number 15. Number 15. Integral y over 4 minus y squared or square root to dy. Yeah, we came back to U substitution again. 4 minus y squared gonna be u. So integral y over root u. Change dy to du 1 over derivative of u part, negative 2y du. And then this y cross out, negative 1 over 2 came out. Integral 1 over root u, which is u to the negative 1/2 powers, du. So negative 1 over 2. And then by product, powder, 1 over n plus 1. So 1 over n plus 1 times u to the n plus 1 plus c. This part is 2, so negative 1. It is 2 times negative 1/2 is negative 1. And then root 2u, right? It's the positive 1/2 powers. So u was this. Okay, negative square root 4 minus y square root. B is the answer. B is the answer. Number 16. Integral 2x plus 1 over 2x dx. There are many ways, but I'm gonna separate this fraction into two fractions, like 2x over 2x, 1 over 2x, and dx. And then find the integral for each term. Integral of one is x, and the integral of this part, 1/2 is what? Coefficient, right? Integral 1 over x, which is ln, absolute value of x. And then plus c. So x plus 1/2 ln absolute value of x plus c. A is the answer. 17. Okay, number one. I will expand the numerator part. Integral, do you know a minus b cube, right? A cube minus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. So it is x cubed minus 3a squared b, negative 6x squared plus 3ab squared, 12x, and then, that's minus 8. Yeah. These parts will be minus x cubed, right? And then over x squared dx. And then separate every single term with the same denominator, like this. X cubed over x, that is x, minus 6x cubed over x squared, 6. Okay, plus 12x over x squared, 12 over x, minus 8 over x squared dx. Separate, and then find that each term's integration. So first on x, so first power, so 1/2 x squared minus 6x, 12 with coefficient, integral 1 over x ln, absolute value of x, right? And then this part, negative 8 times integral x to negative second power dx, right? So by the power, negative 8 times 1 over negative 2 plus 1, negative 1, it means positive 8, and then x to the negative first power. So over x plus c. Wow. So which one is the answer? 6x. This part is wrong, right? This part is 12x ln x. But this is right, This part is wrong. This part is wrong as well. It's not positive. Negative 8 over x squared, but negative 2 plus 1 is negative, going to be positive, right? So maybe this is the right answers. Okay, number 18. Integral this. Just expand it first. A minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, right? A squared means root of t squared, just t minus 2 times t, root of t times 1 over root of t. That's also 2, negative 2, plus b squared 1 over t. Then find this dt. Each term's integral 1 over 2t squared minus 2t ln f sub t. Easy. Okay, so what is the answer? 1/2 t squared minus 2t. Yes, D is the answer. Number 19. Integral of this looks like very complicated, but actually it's not. Integral 4x to the negative 1/3, just 1/3. I think 1/3. Just 1/3 minus 5 times x to the 3/2 minus x to the 1/, minus 1/2, I think, minus 1/2. And then dx. Keep using same power, right? 4 times 1/, n plus 1 times x to the n plus 1 minus 5 coefficients, 1/3/2 plus 1 x to the 3/2 plus 1 minus x minus 1/1/, negative 1/2 plus 1 times x to the negative 1/2 plus 1 plus c. And then simplify it. Okay, it's 4 times 3/4. So it's cross out. Just 3, right? 3x to the 4/3. 3x to the 4/3. A or B. Okay? What about this part? Negative 5 times 2/5. Cross out. 2 times x to the 5/2. 2 times x to the 5/2. What about this part? It is positive 2, right? 1/, positive 1/f. So positive negative 2 x to the 1/2. Negative 2 x to the 1/2 plus c. That's the answer. So which one is the answer? A is the answer. Next problem, number 20. Same problem, right? Just make 3. Separate this fraction with 3 different fractions. So x cubed over x squared, that's x, minus x over x squared, 1/x, and minus 1/x squared. dx. Find each term's integration. The first one, first power, 1/2 x squared minus 1/x, ln absolute value of x. And then what about that? Is integral x to the negative second power dx, right? So 1/n plus 1 times n plus 1, that's going to be negative 1, negative 1, positive 1, and then x to the negative first power, which is 1/x plus c. So which one is the answer? D is the answer. D is the answer. Next problem, number 21. Integral 1/√y times 1 minus √y. Okay. Is a U substitution. Which part gonna be? You can a little special case. 1 minus √y part gonna be U. Then you're gonna change integral 1/√y. Never change it. Just let it there. And then just you can just U this part, right? And then change dy to the 1/u prime. The u prime part is 0 minus negative √y. Root x derivative was 1/2 root x, right? And negative, right? So negative 1/2 root y. That is derivative of u part. And then du. So it is 1/√y times 1/u times negative 2 root y. And then this is cross out. du. Negative 2 is coefficient. And then what happened? Integral 1/u left. ln absolute value of u. And then what was u part? 1 minus √y plus c. Negative 2 ln absolute value 1 minus √y. E is the answer. E is the answer. Number 22. Integral u over root 4 minus 9 u square du. Yes, U substitution. 4 minus 9 u square. Let take a big U, large U. Then you're going to change the integral u over square root large U. Changes du to the large U. So what is the derivative of that U part? 18u, negative 18u. The large U, and then the small u cancel out. Negative 1 over 18 is coefficient, and integral 1 over root u, which means u to negative 1/2 powers du. The negative 1 over 18 still there by the power 1 over n plus 1 times u to the n plus 1 plus c. The u part was 4 minus 9 small u square. All right. What about these parts? That part gonna be 2. So the coefficient will be negative 1 over 9. And then this is positive 1/2 square root 4 minus 9u square plus c. That means E is the answer. Number 23. Number 23. Okay, cosine theta, d theta. Anything can be u part, right? I just put sine x part, sine theta part, u part. Integral u times cosine theta 1 over u prime. Cosine theta, derivative of sine is cosine, and then du, it is cross out. Just u left, right? U du, that means 1 over 2u square plus c. 1 over 2, what is u? Sine theta. So sine square theta plus c. Okay. One over 2 sine square theta plus c. Is that answer? Oh, there is not this answer in the choices again. It is just third time. Double check. All right. Sine theta is u times cosine theta. Okay, and then change d theta to du. 1 over u prime. Sine's derivative is positive cosine. Yes, everything is right. Yeah, there is no that. But what about try to 1 minus cosine square theta? No, there is that answer too. So this is the answer anyway. 1/2 sine square theta plus c. Maybe that is kind of positive, not negative, and then h the answer. Yay! Number 24. Integral sine root x over root x dx. Root x part gonna be u. So if we change to the integral sine u root x, change dx to du, 1 over u prime part, 1 over 2 root x. Derivative of root x equals 1 over 2 root x, and then du. That part gonna be 2 root x, right? 2 root x, and then root x cross out. So what is coefficient? 2 came out. Integral of sine is negative cosine, u plus c, and then u part was root x. Negative 2 cosine root x plus c. Yes, c is the answer. Number 25. Integral t times cosine 2t squared dt. Okay, you have to be careful. Cosine 2t squared doesn't mean cosine 2t whole thing is square, right? 2t is affected by square only. So squared only 2t part. So you can change that. Integral t times cosine 4t squared dt. And then 4t squared, that part gonna be u part. change integral t to t times cosine u, change dt to du, 1 over derivative of t part, u part, at, and then du. And then this t cross out, 1 over 8 is coefficient. Integral over cosine is positive sign. Then what was u? 4t squared was u, plus c. 1 over 8 sine 4t squared plus c. A is the answer. Next problem, number 26. Integral cosine squared 2x dx. Okay. Let me use this formula. You have to remember that trigonometric identity to solve this problem. Cosine square x is equal to 1 minus cosine 2x over 2. It's plus, right? Plus. And then sine square x was 1 minus cosine 2x over 2, right? You can change this, but it is 2x, isn't it? So if we use 2x for instead of x, this angle is going to be what? 2 times 2x. So that's going to be 4x, right? So you can change this. Integral 1 plus cosine 4x over 2 dx. Okay, so 1 over 2 is coefficient, right? Integral 1 plus cosine 4x dx. 1 over 2, x is integral is any numbers integral is that number times x, so that is x. Cosines, right? Cosines integral positive sign, so sine 4x. If you change, U substitution, okay, dx is 1 over 4 du, so 1 over 4 came out, right? Plus c, something like this, right? So 1 x over 2, and then for sine 4x over 8, x over 2 plus this one. A is equal to this, right? Yes. So A is the answer. Number 27. Yeah, just 2 theta is u part. Integral sine u 1 over u prime du. 1/2 came out. Integral sine is negative cosine u, and then u was 2 theta. Simple. Negative 1/2 cosine 2 theta. Plus c. Yeah, E is the answer. E is the answer. Number 28. Finally, number 28 is by part. It's not U substitution anyway. I gave you number 9 in the last video. Very right side is a log or ln, middle size polynomial functions, and then the other functions, very right. More left side function gonna be v, more right side function gonna be u prime, and then use integral u prime v equals uv minus integral uv prime. That was the formula I gave you. So x part gonna be v part, integral x times cosine x dx. That's all today's problem. This x part is polynomial, cosine is others. Polynomial function is more left side. That's why that's v, cosine is u prime. So find the v prime from v. Derivative of x, that's 1. And then find u function from u prime using integral of cosine x, positive sine x. And then use uv x times sine x minus integral uv prime, so 1 times sine x dx. So your answer is x times sine x. Integral sine is negative cosine, so plus cosine x plus c. So B is the answer. B is the answer. Number 29. Integral 1 over cosine squared 3u du, right? Okay. What is 1 over cosine is? 1 over cosine x equals secant x, right? Secant x. So I'll change that. Integral secant square 3u du. That makes sense, right? And then the 3u part large u, kind of. Then instead of secant square large u, and change small u du, 1 over 3 d large u. What is integral secant square? That's a tangent x, right? Tangent x derivative is secant square x. Tangent large u. But what was large u? 3u, right? 3u. And the 1/3 coefficient, right? Plus c. Tangent 3u over 3. Tangent 3u over 3. Yeah, D. D is the answer. All right, number 30. Cosine x over square root 1 plus sine x dx. Let 1 plus sine x part is u, and then change that. Cosine x over root 2u dx is 1 over derivative of u part is cosine x, right? Sine's derivative cosine x. And then du, and then this cosine cross out. What is left? Integral u to the negative 1/2 du left, right? By the power 1 over n plus 1 times u to the n plus 1 powers. That is 1 over 1/2, 2 times square root u, because there's a positive 1/2 powers, right? What was u? U part was 1 plus sine x plus c, 2 times radical 1 plus sine x plus c. C is the answer. Okay, I'll stop here and then I'm gonna solve the other problem in the next video. Okay, please click subscribe and like and turn on the notification. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye bye.